Radical self-love. Welcome to another episode of Healing into Femininity. It's me, Joanna, your host. Hello, family. Okay, so let's dive right in. Today, I want to talk a little bit about actually the evolution of my channel. Like, it has been only 1 week of consistently posting, and I really love all my subscribers and all the people who are commenting. I really appreciate that. And this is, for me, the easiest way to continue to get along and share my message, but also to interact. So I want to clarify a little bit like what this channel is about. This channel is literally about me sharing my experience of waking up, like waking up, whatever you want to call it, waking up, enlightening myself, knowledge, because knowledge and information is light, right? Knowledge and information are bringing light to the darkness, to the ignorance, to the unconscious, and becoming conscious. So that's what it is. The consciousness is light, is knowledge, is wisdom, is understanding. And I'm sharing my truth up until now, like what I have gathered up until now, where I have come up until now. And at the same time, I give myself permission, first of all, to speak. Yeah, it is freedom of speech, thinking out loud. And at the same time, I am aware of the consequences of leading people astray. I am not your guru, and but I still have the best intentions of stating that this is my truth. And I believe that a lot of what I say is healthy for other people as well. Like, I am not here to, like, I'm very conscious about false leaders and people who are just sharing something out of integrity, being not being embodied in what they teach, not being embodied in health, not being embodied in actually wanting the best for others, but really more coming from an ego space. I believe, and this is all I can say. I believe that I am doing what I'm doing here, sharing my stories, sharing my knowledge, sharing my perspective, sharing my truth from the best place possible. And I am at the same time, I want to share that with you as well, and also for you to reflect on yourself. I believe being able to come on YouTube or to be able to be on social media and share from an open heart and just sharing authentically is a big step of maturation, because I don't claim to know everything. So there were a few people in my comments as well correcting me, right? So I take the correction. If I see, oh, that fits, that's true. I have maybe like I've just been speaking to un aware or not mindful enough and using words that could be harmful to somebody, yeah, that's okay. Like, I give myself full permission to make mistakes, or I give myself full permission to not be perfect, even though I know my highest intention is to spread goodness and love, you know? And I just want to talk about the process. I think that's what I do. I think that's one of my gifts, especially on this platform, to just process what I'm going through in real time. So I just wanted to say that. So I'm open for connection. I'm open for correction, and I'm open for interaction. So I'm not hiding, I'm sharing my truth, but I'm also open to receive correction if I see fit. If I see fit. Okay, I'm not going to take everything, because I stand on what I say most of the time. So yeah, just sharing that a little bit. And as I said, I also, like, I not only give myself permission to make mistakes, but I also give myself permission to change, right? I also give myself permission to evolve, because what is change? Change is evolution, right? The more I learn while being in this new phase of creating, of sharing, of releasing my knowledge, my wisdom, my understanding, as I'm in this process, there will be more information coming through. There will be I will be like I will make new experiences, and I give myself the permission to change. So I'm going to give you an example. As I also shared with you before, I I went through nutrition school, if that's the right name, like nutrition school, and I've learned a lot, and I actually believe that I like really receive some substantial good knowledge. Like I have to also say personally, I have made most of the time, I have made very good decisions with the people and the teachers that I picked. Not always, but especially in the beginning. And I have to say, all of them were women. And the ones who were not so good were men. Yeah. I am not here to divide men and women. No, this is also something that I want to address. Even though I am saying I am decentering men, yeah, I want to say um, that it's not about I don't hate men. I actually have had quite healthy male figures in my life. Like I can't say that I have been like abused, even though I feel like all women or most women have been like sexually assaulted in some way whatsoever. Um not necessarily not by family, but in general. And I believe that I actually have quite healthy men, whatever that means. Like, I mean, everybody has their cross to bear, whatever, you know. But I grew up like my dad was in my life until he died. I have an amazing stepdad who loves me. I have a brother, like my sister's married, and like it's not that I hate men and that I live in this secluded only women's world. No, but this is my personal experience. And yes, I have been hurt. I have been disappointed by men, but the root of me decentering men is not necessarily about it's not even about the men. You know, it's not, that's the whole point for me about decentering men. It's not about men. It's not about men. This channel and my message is not against men, but it's pro women, pro me putting myself at the center of my life, and also inviting you ladies, because this is a channel for ladies. Even if men want to join in, you can watch it, but I don't know if that, like, maybe this content helps you to understand a woman, but this is not addressed, like this is not geared towards you. So with that being said, like I just want to say that it's about women putting themselves at the center of their attention and fully becoming sovereign human beings. That is what this channel about is about. I am here to empower my sisters, other women, yeah, to be healthy, holistically healthy, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, to dare to come forth, to dare to also share your truth, to share your perspective, to be seen, to be heard, and to because what is that about? Right? Connection and relationships. It's about you sharing who you are so you can be seen by the people that will actually value you. Because, of course, we want connection. And I want connection too. That's why I'm here to share, because I want to connect. That's what it's about. And this is what I want to invite other women to do as well. And I want to empower myself and others to live out their dream or whatever that means. I think it's a very warped, like live your dream is a little bit too airy fairy, but I still like that way of saying it. But to express yourself creatively. I spoke about creating versus consumption, or creating more than you consume in another video. It's called Create More Than You Consume, or Create More Before You Consume, because I believe that it's healthy. It's also part of health. It's part of, yeah, holistic health, to create, to share, to release, to share your experience. That's it. That's part of the human experience. And I think that's very important, for all of us to share. And this is what I believe this is our purpose. Our purpose is just to share what we like to share, whatever that is, whether it be a recipe, whether it be concepts, what you've learned, your experience, your knowledge, all of that. And of course, I am all for empowering women to create their own businesses, to create their own YouTube channel, to create their own platform, to create their own academy, to create their own whatever you want, to create your own gardening knowledge, whatever you love to create. But I'm all about honoring yourself enough and realizing that what you do and what you can produce and your creative gifts and skills and talents, that they are valuable. You offer them to the world and you allow yourself to be compensated, right? You allow yourself to also collect the resources, to collect the exchange, to collect the compensation, so you are sovereign. This is like a also, that's what I talked about in my video of creation and consumption, right? It's a everything is a in and out. It's a giving and receiving, breathing in and out, and that's it, right? We want to create our own streams of income. That's what I'm about. I am pro these things. I'm not against whatever because I don't even pay attention to it, right? So that's it. But we live in a dual world, and sometimes we need to address what it is that we're no longer subscribing to. And that's it. I'm here for sovereignty, right? I want to inspire you to think for yourself, because that's also one thing that I realized to, like yesterday on my walk in the park. Like, it's about thinking, it's about critical thinking, and this is also what I want to invite you to critically think. I am not your guru. I am just another human being, or I am just another soul. Yeah, even though I have come to realize that I'm a soul incarnated in this human experience. I came here on this planet for this particular time. I believe in that I decided for it. I believe that you decided for it too. You incarnated, I incarnated because we wanted to be here and we wanted to bring our message, our gift, our contribution to exactly what is going on here. I believe that everything that we go through, that's what I believe about myself and I believe about others. If there has been a challenge in your life that blocked you from that blocked you from opening your heart to be part of the all, because this is literally what it's about. Like, that's my main message. It's about clearing, it's about purifying, it's about opening the channel. Like, imagine like your soul or yourself, whatever you want to call it, is this light, right? Is this light, and you want to shine your light, right? You came here to shine your little light of yours, just like me. I came here to shine my little light. And we come here to shine our little light. And then the world tells us a story. Like, we get this um it's another layer of lies. Like, we're being told that we're not good enough. We're being told that being black is not as good as being white, for example. We're being told that we are like coming from a maybe from a working class family. Oh, we're not valuable because we are not rich yet, you know. And all of these lies that this world tells us, right? We're being deceived by media and by the stories and by culture and by all of that. So all of these layers come on top of who we really are, pure light. Like, we came here to bring our light, our happiness, our joy, our pleasure, our playfulness, like all of that. We came here to bring that, right? And then we in the first few years probably, like, we receive all this rejection, all this, you're not worthy of receiving all this love. And then our little light is like, oh no, like, okay, so let me dim my light. Let me close my heart. Because if we want to see like our light shines through our heart, right? Through our heart, and then we can express this through all other channels. And the journey back, the hero's journey, the heroine's journey, the journey back is all about taking off the layers of lies, right? It's about deconditioning ourselves. It's about like cleaning the windows. It's about putting off the callus, right? It's about getting back to this original state of light, right? And maybe we can never fully go back to the light because we are in this world and we have also received some imprints, right? We have received some things of this world, and it's okay. Like, we're learning to live with our shadows. I hope that's clear. But you came here to bring your light. I came here to bring my light, and I'm here. I am here and I'm bringing my light. And I want to be happy doing it. I want to be happy doing it. And it's all about me. And it's all about you. It's not about anyone else. First and foremost, we came here to manifest ourselves, whatever that means. It means to come back to our original natural state as a soul in inhabiting this body, embodying this body, right? That's who we are. And it's about loving our bodies, it's about loving ourselves, it's about taking care of ourselves, of course, because our body, ourselves, is the vehicle that we go through this life with. And then, of course, we want to share this light. As I said, we want to share this love that flows through us. We want to share this love, and we want to share, especially, we want to share what we have learned along the journey. And the learning is more so the unlearning, right? The learning is about, okay, I once thought that I am not good enough the way I am, so I had to go to school. Like, I'm not against school at all, but like I had to go and become this persona, like thinking I have to become someone. I have to go and follow this dream, for example, of the corporate world, which is not bad. Again, I'm not against nothing. Like, if that's part of your field of influence, because I believe that's what I believe. I believe you can shine your light no matter where you are. If you are strong enough to maintain your light in an environment that is maybe not designed to promote you shining your light, but more so to suck your light and to impose something on you. And this is a matter of personal strength. It's a matter of personal development. It's a matter of soul stamina. It's a matter of being strong enough to to not be dominated by you rather dominating. So I believe if you have the strength and you can build that up through knowledge, wisdom, understanding, practice, continuing to stay in your right mind each and every day while you go out there into the war, into the field, yeah, of changing the world. If you still want that, I've also come back to the conclusion that, yeah, sometimes I like to talk my shit. Sometimes I like to also engage in human activities, but I am actually really a loving being. Like, I'm a light bringer. I want to bring the light. I want to bring the love. I want to share love. Yeah. But I'm doing it. That's what I feel like. I'm doing it from a realistic perspective. And that's the whole point. As I said, we're all here to bring a solution to somebody's problem. And if I can talk about that, I believe that, for example, for me, I had to come to terms with both of the stories that I am constantly getting, like, signaled, like me being mixed. This is my story and I'm going to talk about it more and more. And I hope that, yeah, other people can identify with it. And I believe you can identify with it if you're mixed or not, whether you're Black, white, Asian, Indian, whatever. But that's my story, and my challenge. This is what I realized in the past few years, because we have levels and levels to it. So the first thing that I had to kind of free myself from was like the indoctrination of that I have to be in corporate in order to make impact and money, you know? And then I wanted to help. I wanted to help the community, but it was more it wasn't that my dark feminine wasn't incorporated. Like I gave too much of myself. I had no boundaries. So I kind of exploited myself. This is also something that I want to shed a light on. I spoke about it in other videos, that many times we feel like we have been exploited. But no, sometimes like we exploit ourselves because we haven't integrated a certain part of a healthy boundary or something. We give too much. I believe that's true for the work because we have so much love, right? Especially women. I believe that most of us we have so much love. But we give all this love, but we're not fully honest with ourselves that we actually need something back. Whether it be money, whether it be respect, whether it be boundaries, whether it be the commitment. Yeah, we need something back, but we just give, give, give because that's also a program that maybe is wrongly interpreted, that it's good to give selflessly and everything that you give will come back to you. No, I don't believe in that anymore because it didn't happen. So you give and then you also ask for what you want back, right? This is also a healthy economy because you have to continue to breathe in, right? You breathe out, you breathe in. This healthy. Okay, so I gave too much at one point. I gave too much of my time, of my energy, but I wasn't compensated in a way that was sustainable. So this is what we have to learn in this world, I believe, okay? And also with, yeah, with love, with relationships, maybe you give too much. That happened to me. You give too much of yourself without asking for actually what it is that you need in return in order to be able to continue to give that. And if you don't receive what you want, it's not going to happen. So this is another aspect of balance and finding discernment and in integrating your dark feminine side, which simply means having standards and boundaries and knowing yourself and knowing self-containment, self-preservation, um, and creating something sustainable, because sustainability is like recycling, cycling energy. It has to be giving and taking, right? That's just the way it is. So this has been something on my journey. And also, I believe I wanted to speak about this black and white thing. So for me, this has probably been one of the trickiest parts of coming into authenticity, because I believe that this world, because of its dual nature, and I always say that I embody duality by being mixed. You get certain messages about your whiteness, right? So people, the world, whatever the context you move in, tells a certain story about white people. So my mom is white. I love my mom. I have an amazing relationship with my mom. Um, so this is one story, but I also know like the whole story of white people exploiting, like I'm German, this whole Nazi, uh, uh, this whole Nazi history, right? So all of that is going on here. Um, yeah, all these things, even German, like in the German context, I am surrounded by a lot of like foreigners or people from like abroad. How do you call it? Like people who are not organically German, like people from all other cultures. So those people also speak bad about Germans, like Germans are like this and that and blah, 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 blah. And in the meanwhile, I have a German side that I highly love and appreciate, my mom and my whole lineage, right? So this is always something that I believe is kind of unique to the mixed experience, but also I think other people can relate to that as well if you are raised or if you live in a multicultural environment. Yeah, so people giving me these messages, negative messages about white people, then on a bigger level the message about white people is another certain way, is positive, right? then I have this whole messaging about Black people, right? About racism, but then also about like slavery. My dad is from Ghana. Like I'm not American. I am I'm not from the Caribbean. Like I literally like my dad like he was the first out of his family leaving the continent of Africa to come to Europe. So it's I am the first generation diaspora in Germany. So like I'm African. Like it's not American. Like in Germany, like for me, the lived experience, even though there is a Black German history, but like the collective, it's not like the US, it's not like the UK. Like the Afro-German community is still at a very like young stage of development and organization. So there is no like Black German culture. That's how I feel. So I have looked to the US, I have looked to the UK, I have looked to France, and I've looked to the Caribbean because people look like me more, like also the brown skin girl. And at the same time having family, like my almost all of my family was still there and all around the world. But looking back, my grandma lived in Ghana for just she just recently passed away. May she rest in power. And just having that African heritage, and then all the stories, the media, and what like all the stories that are in the ethers, right, about Africa and what people think about Africa, the poverty and the inability for the people to organize themselves, the corruption, the political system, and all everything that comes with it, also with a level of shame, to be honest, right? There's a level of shame if people put like the Europe or the Western world on a pedestal, and you literally know Africa and what's going on there. And of course, it's also dual. There's everything, like there's high luxury and richness there as well. But of course, there's also poverty, like definitely. So knowing this experience and the stories about it, knowing this experience and the story about it was like an internal, like, like both parts of my identity, of my cultural identity, of my ethnic identity, kind of fought with each other within myself, right? The negative parts and the positive parts of my Blackness, the negative and the positive parts of my whiteness, the stories, which actually have not so much to do with my lived experience, and then of course my actual love and connection and yeah, just my lived experience with my family members and real people on earth, right? So because many things are just mental, it's just a story. It's not a lived experience. So this has been a huge part of me having to dissolve all of that in order to come here and be authentically me. I'm not going to take sides. And this is a huge thing. Me personally, I look more to the Black community worldwide. I look more to, especially to African American culture. Honestly, I look more to that side, especially let's say, the more intellectual, the spiritual, the conscious community, and listening to what's going on there. Also listening to the struggles, which are not the same as in Germany, right? Listening to the history, which is not the same as in Germany, and me being African, like African German. It's not the same. This is also something that I had to learn to kind of detach from, because this story over there is not my lived experience, but I can still draw a lot from there. I love the intellectuals, I love the thoughts, I love the story. And as I said, me being first generation diaspora, and the Americans some also say that Americans have been, like Black Americans have been in America even before slave trade. Yeah, probably true. Many came with the slave trade, but they have their own story. And I believe here in Germany, it's a little bit like America might be a little bit of a blueprint, like a little bit of a blueprint to see, okay, what is possible? living in the diaspora as a Black person. Yeah. So these are all the things that were going on inside of me. And this is what I can authentically speak about, right? What else I can authentically speak about is health, right? Speaking about health, my dad was actually like my inspiration to go deeply into the health journey, even though it was for me too. But I like the first entry into me. I remember like I felt like, okay, I have a purpose and I want to save the world. Like I want to save people. I want to help people. I'm going to start with my family. I'm going to help my dad get more healthy. And this is how I got into this whole health thing. So, as I've said before, I'm a nutritionist, I'm a trained nutritionist, and this is where I learned everything about health. And today I can say, literally, there's not so much to say. I can share a little bit about health, and I probably will at one point, but it's not so much fun anymore because I think it's very mental. It's very mental for me, but my position on health is just just orientate yourself towards mm, the earth. That's it. Because our bodies, right? We're spirit, but we are also human, physical beings, and our bodies are made of the elements of the world, of the earth, not the world. The world is this construct. The earth is the mother earth, Gaia, the soil. So our bodies is made off of the earth, the minerals, right? The minerals, water, earth, fire, air. And it's really literally as simple as that, is to come back. And again, it's not necessarily about learning something new, even though this new learning is part of also the shedding, the letting go of formerly learned, falsely learned layers of information. If you're used to eating a certain kind of way, if it's a lot of like fast food or sugar or whatever people eat, like we have all this crap in the world to choose from, but like letting that go, it's all about a detoxification process. Literally, that's what it's all about. It's about a detoxification process of the mind. Detox yourself from all the lies that we've been told in this world, and then to come back to yourself and to this natural state, which I personally believe, and this has been my journey. I needed a lot of new information, but information aligned with nature and spiritual knowledge, but which can be misleading as well. I'm giving myself full permission just to think out loud, but I really realize how unstructured it is. Maybe I'm gonna structure it more. If you think that's necessary, give me a feedback. Um, but coming back to this food thing, but with everything, no, like with the mind, it's about detoxing the mind, detoxing ourselves from patriarchy, capitalism, all of this hierarchical, toxic white supremacy, hierarchical, men is on top, masculine traits are better, um, everything that is literally that we have grown up in, like all of these information, most of them are not beneficial for a woman or a brown woman to thrive and to come into her own and to value yourself and to value your body, your mind, your thought process, your soul, your nature. So we have to detox from everything that is not helping us to love ourselves. The topic of this video is radical self-love. And radical self-love can only come when our mind is aligned with our body. When our mind is aligned with loving who we are, loving our skin tone, loving our bodies, loving our menstrual cycle, which is a big topic, right? Loving the nature of being a woman, loving our menstrual cycle, loving our energy system, loving our intuition, loving our sixth sense, like our ability to feel and to tap into more than just the physical. loving our open, compassionate heart, loving our ability to share, loving our talkative nature, right? Loving our, yeah, the feminine desires, loving that. This is what I want to promote on this channel. Loving who we are, loving who you are, right? With everything. Radical self-love is also about loving more of the dark side, right? Which is, again, it's not about becoming an exploitation person just like the system. That's not the darkness, but the darkness is more about not only being nice, you have to be a warrior in order to protect your sweet feminine energy. Mm, but especially also going back to holistic health, detoxing your emotions. I don't know if that's the right word we can use here, detoxing the emotions. It's more about being able to take off the lid of shame, taking off the lid of fear, doubt, worry, overthinking, overanalyzing, paralysis analysis, shame, guilt, oof, all of these negative emotions, to take that lid off and being able to express all of your emotions. I spoke about that before, to having the full range of your emotions come through, because that is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, emotional freedom, right? There's this whole topic of emotional freedom, because that's what it is. As a child, we are emotionally free until our parents condition us to stop expressing certain emotions like rage and anger, and maybe even too much sadness, because people say, hey, oh, you're sad, like don't be sad, or like don't be mad, or like stop it, like when we express more of the negative emotions, this has been suppressed by our parents many times. So we want to come back into exploring all emotions, being being mad, being full of energy, like being in a fight mode, right? Or being sad, or being whatever, like, but also being blissful and being happy. But these are the emotions. I don't speak about that too much, because I feel like that's also something that we like. This is more acceptable, to be happy all the time, right? Just be happy, laugh, smile, and don't express your anger. Yeah. But also, if you are able to express, like release your anger, release your um your suppressed emotions, like the anger, the bitchiness. Like the bitchiness also comes from this deep down, that's the dark feminine, right? The anger, the being like more catty, more bitchy, being like, no, I don't want to be that happy person, I want to be mad, I want to be sad, I want to go crazy. Doing all of that is healing. It's very healing. And and to be able to do that will create more peace within yourself. And this is actually how you are getting to the more soft life and becoming emotionally intelligent. Because if you suppress yourself to only be in this very small range spectrum of allowing yourself just a little sadness, you will at the same time simultaneously only allow yourself a little happiness. But if you allow yourself to go wild and crazy, you will also you will unlock also the whole range to go higher in this scale. You will be able to feel more bliss, to feel more happiness, to feel more ecstasy and euphoria, right? It goes hand in hand. It's like the pendulum swing to the left is the pendulum swing to the right, right? It's a cold knowledge. So it's about, right? The deeper you go, the higher you go. It's the same thing if we want to take it this way. It's a tree of life, right? The deeper the roots, the higher the branches, the sweeter the fruits. The deeper the roots, the sweeter the fruits. The deeper you're able to go into the darkness and to withstand it, right? To be able to hold it. This is also talking about the nervous system because that's literally what it's about. If the nervous system is able to hold truth, deep truth of ugly truth, you're strong enough to also hold high levels of energy in the higher states of love, right? Oh my God. I'm just I have to laugh because it's so many things that are just coming through. I hope you can follow. So if we're able to again, I want to close off that thought of detoxification, right? So we want to detox the mind, all of the beliefs, the false beliefs that are that are not supporting us, right? So there's no one size fits all. Let's say if you're a white woman, you should think about yourself as being the best version of yourself. It's beautiful to be a white woman. If you are a white woman, you should think that about yourself. You should think that you are the best, right? Not better than anybody, but you love yourself. If you're a brown woman, you should think about yourself that you are the best, right? It's beautiful to be brown skinned. I love myself. I love being mixed. You know, if you're mixed, you don't have to be mixed to be brown skin, right? You can be light skin, monoculturally black, but or being whatever, Asian, Filipino, whatever. You have to think, I'm like, I love who I am, right? So you are your own pedestal, as I say. Like, don't compare yourself to me. Like, we're unique. I love me, you love you. Perfect. Everyone is happy. There is no beauty standard, right? So and that's the same thing, like deconstructing the mind and then opening your emotions up to feel all, to be able, like, to give yourself the freedom of feeling all emotions. It's the emotionally free freedom technique. And then also being able to free yourself on a physical level, which is also about expressing your whatever you want to express. You know, maybe you want to express yourself more beautifully, or you want to express yourself not so beautiful. You know, maybe you're in a phase where you have always been the good girl and you always played the pretty girl, but it wasn't necessarily coming from yourself, but it was more so to be loved and to be accepted and to make someone else happy, like an internalized father or mother or beauty standard, but it wasn't really what you wanted to do. So maybe there will be a phase where you're like, okay, I'm not gonna wear no makeup no more. I don't want to like perfectly get ready every day. No. So you don't do it. But maybe you have been hiding yourself, right? You have been hiding yourself. You played it cool. You played it modest. If you maybe came from a religious background or where it was imposed upon you to dress a certain way, that's it. So there's no one size fits all. That's what I want to share here. There's no one size fits all. It depends on where you come from, how you have been indoctrinated, what your culture was, your religious beliefs, your upbringing, and what you believe to be true, what you adapted in order to be loved. Yeah. So for somebody can be more of this modest, yeah, way of dressing, but you realize, no, that's not the only thing I want to be. And someone else maybe comes from this really preppy, girly, perfect look. And you're also like, that's not how I want to be. So again, it's about unlocking the full range. And that's also the freedom that I give myself. And I spoke about it because, yeah, I had a friend or this colleague, and it was just last week. And I felt like she wanted to box me in. Like if you're speaking about dark femininity, you have to look a certain way. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I can look here, I can be here looking all cute, looking like a little innocent girly, even though I have explored death. You know, I have been in hell and back. Okay. So that's me personally. So, me, let's say, coming like exploring my whole past, I have actually been very free, to be honest. But of course, I allowed myself to be boxed in by my own mind. But I was a very, like, I was always a very tough little girl, but looking cute. Like when I see pictures of myself when I was younger, especially in Ghana, I love to wear these dresses, like really girly dresses with hats and with my little shiny shoes. Then I came to Germany and I continued to do that, but then I kind of became more of a tomboy, which is also okay. But I think at one point I really only indulged in the tomboy aesthetic because it was a little bit of hiding. It was especially in puberty. So I wore baggy clothes and really like, yeah, baggy clothes, and it was cool. I felt comfortable and I still love that look sometimes because it's a little bit of protection. It's hiding a little bit, and that's fine, and that's it. Also, as a woman, we don't feel like we want to show our bodies. Like, that's me. I can only talk about myself, but I don't feel like I want to show my body every day. Yeah, today I'm very naked because it's hot here. Actually, I want to show you like my outfit. I think that's so cute, and it's like a little short. So that's what I'm wearing today, and I feel comfortable. But another day, I will feel like I want to wear a baggy one-piece suit, which I also did last weekend. And at this point in my life, I actually feel like I want to look more many times. Not always, it changes, and that's freedom, right? One day I want to look like a cute little girl, and the next day I want to look like a vamp. The next day, I don't really care, and I'm going to wear a cap and I'm going to maybe wear baggy clothes because I'm free. And again, because it's not about the male gaze and it's not about finding a man or liking like a man liking me or whatever. I'm going to wear what I like and how I feel. So this is the whole detoxification process. That's what I mean. Whether it be detoxing, and now we come to the body, detoxing the mind, detoxing the emotions, detoxing the way you actually express yourself with your clothes. Yeah, being a girly or that you can be it all. Like you don't have to box yourself in. Like we have all this content out, especially on Instagram and all of that. Like do the test. Which archetype are you? Are you more of the siren? Yeah, you can do that if you want. You can play with it. But I do believe that I don't want to be the siren every day. You know, I can be it all. It's like a video game. You unlock certain parts of yourself, and then it gives you the freedom to tap into all. So I can tap back into the girl, the maiden. I can tap back into the warrior queen. I can tap back into the priestess if I want to. I can tap back into the the dark goddess. I can tap into all of that because all of them are unlocked. So I give myself the freedom to do whatever, you know? So yeah, I'm giving you the freedom too if you need the permission slip. But that's what it's about. And now talking about the body, this is coming back into our natural state. It's also about detoxing the body. Or everything I can say, like I would never, or that's my approach. If you need help, you can contact me for a personal consultation on my website, joannafatonji.com, and then we will see what procedure is right for you. But also knowing every change starts with this detoxification process. If you want something new, it is always about releasing something old, right? And the same thing goes with physical health, with diet. It's all about cleaning the gut. It's all about cleaning the gut and cultivating a healthy gut microbiome, cultivating a healthy milieu, a healthy culture inside the gut where there are more healthy gut bacteria than unhealthy gut bacteria. So your gut culture can flourish. This is where everything starts. Because if you want to change and you continue to keep that old, unhealthy, toxic culture in your gut, you will be very likely to fall back into old habits because the old bacteria, the old parasites are still going to want to eat certain things like gluten and wheat and sugar. And for me personally, I have to say, that since I did that, like when I went through my whole training of becoming a personal nutritionist, I had the privilege of just eating the best, purest, high frequency foods. And I think I told you before, like I did a lot with herbs. So I went into the forest, I picked the herbs, I went back to my space, and I drank a lot of smoothies. And herbs are so powerful. Like herbs are so powerful, wild herbs. And that alone helped me to cleanse my gut. And since then, I can fast easily because I don't really have cravings. I don't really have cravings. I am a little indifferent to food, right? Like that's how I feel. And this helped me, and I can just that's why food and spiritual evolution or spiritual knowledge or whatever is so deeply connected, because it is about cleansing yourself from the old bacteria, cleansing yourself from the old mindset, cleansing yourself from foods, because foods is consciousness as well. But once you cleanse yourself, the only job is to keep yourself clean, is to keep yourself clean and to keep continuing to feed yourself healthy foods, life-giving foods, right? Life-giving foods, foods that actually, yeah, give you life, right? Micronutrients. That's also something. It's so important to think about micronutrients instead of thinking about protein and sugars. This is secondary. Like this is very secondary. Micronutrients is the more important, is about the, like, the minerals, the iron, the magnesium, the all of those things, right? This is what we need. This is what our body is composed of. We need the minerals, and we need the healthy bacteria for our gut. And if we get that, everything else, you can eat a piece of cake every now and then. That's why I'm not so strict, because the foundation is set. You can eat a piece of cake. You can even eat some meat, if that's what you want, or if that it serves you, if that's your, yeah, if that's your diet. Some people only eat meat. Everything goes, but you have to have a healthy gut bacteria. That is the thing. And if we want to take it from gut bacteria, you have to have a healthy heart, also cleansing the heart, right? Having a detox for the heart, and also cleansing the brain, having a detox for the brain. And with all three intelligence systems, because that's literally what it is. And of course, we want to talk about the womb, right? We want to talk about the womb. The womb is also an intelligence system. And well, of course, we also have to detox the womb. This also goes hand in hand with me decentering men. But even if you are in a relationship or whatever, make sure that you only, and that's also where I definitely subscribe to, only be with a man who's affluent. But affluent and having money is definitely not everything. And this is where it's about nuances, right? We have this whole conversation about women wanting to date, and I'm all for dating men with money. Absolutely. But that's not enough. He has to be clean as well. He has to be clean in the gut. He has to be clean in the heart, and he has to be clean in the mind, right? He has to be prosperous, prosperous in the gut, in the heart, in the mind, and of course, financially prosperous in order to enter me, in order to enter me, because you're bringing all your energy into my energy field. So, of course, we also want to detox the womb, right? If you come from a history of attracting toxic men, cleanse your womb, but not only your womb. And this is also, I'm going to share a personal story here, because again, I'm not the holy saint. I have my own experiences, and it has not always been beautiful. So some women do a little fast, right? It's a fast. Celibacy is a fast. Me as a nutritionist, I like to use those words because I think they're so tangible because we know what it's about, right? Like the gut microbiome, the bacteria in the gut, cleansing ourselves, fasting, right? The same thing goes for everything. Do a mental fast, do a heart fast, do a womb fast, right? We do a womb fast, which is called celibacy. We have the womb fast. But if you only womb fast, right, but you don't cultivate a new gut microbiome or you cultivate a new milieu inside your body, it's not complete, right? Because you will still crave certain things. Yeah. If you, especially, I think, especially with womb, it really goes with the heart. If you don't cleanse your heart and you still have the dirt and the negative, let's say, bacteria on your heart, the negative energies and the negative perceptions and the dirt on your heart for it not be able to open and be free, you will still not attract a healthy man who wants to enter your womb, right? And especially the mind. If you do not cleanse your mind while you are cleansing or fasting your womb, and really knowing what your worth is, who you are, what your lifestyle is, what your values are, what your like, and then also what your boundaries and standards are. If you don't do the mental work, you will continue to attract somebody who's not going to be good for your womb, let alone for your mind and your heart, right? And this is really where the holistic thing comes in, right? So we want to cleanse our whole system, our all of our energy bodies, right? We want to cleanse our root, our sacral, our solar plexus, our heart, our throat, right? We want to cleanse what comes out, and we want to cleanse our vision, and we want to cleanse our connection to the divine. So that's really, I don't know how I landed here, but I love it. I think it's so important. That is what I want to promote here. That is what I promote here. It's about holistic health. And holistic health is the only health, is the only health. Sometimes people ask me, like I have a friend, she's a healer too. She has been a long time friend. And she asked me, she was preparing for a talk or something like a seminar or something. And she asked me, what is another point that I can put on my list for women to like help them to, what was it, to reduce stress or something like that. And then I said, it's to create boundaries, right? Because the only way you're stressed, like overwhelmed, is probably because you say yes to things that you actually don't want to cater to, or that you have just said yes to out of people pleasing tendencies, or whatever. Like stress is not only about, taking, like doing breath work. This is what I've learned with my nutrition thing, which is all fine, which is all fine. You can reduce stress by breathing, regulating your nervous system, sleeping better. But I believe like the biggest component of stress is to have people in your space, also men, yeah, having people in your space making demands on you that you actually don't want to fulfill. That can be a stressor. The same thing goes with money. That's why I love money. I love talking about money. I love helping women make money. So if you're interested in making more money, I can help you with that too. Sign up for a personal consultation and let's talk about it. And if you want to learn how to invest in crypto as well. You can learn how to invest in stocks and bonds and real estate. I'm actually not in it, so I can't teach it. But if you want to learn how to invest in crypto, I can help you with that too. And this is a number one stressor as well. And I believe actually this is a number one stressor. Why I also believe that women should decenter men, because most of the time, oh, this video is so rich. Oh my God, I hope everybody's going to watch it till the end, even though it's going to be called a radical self-love. So what I want to say here is talking about money. Let's be honest. And me too. Like I had to be honest with myself, and that's why I can't talk about those things. Self-love, self-love. No, radical honesty, and also money. Most women, like in this, like a lot in on online, talking about relationships, talking about hypergamy, like marrying a richer man, the divestment movement, women talking about wanting to marry white men, um, why? I believe really it's about finances, and that's okay. Like I really do not bash anyone. No, you go get your money. However, yeah. So if that's on your path, you're probably not here on my channel, I believe. But if you're here, you're welcome still. Um, but I believe most women want to be with men because of money. I have been there too. Like this, I felt this thought wanted to become part of my system as well because it flies around in the ethers. And that's what I mean. Like it's so important once you have cleansed yourself, it's not once and done. Like you have to continue to cleanse yourself and be in your right mind, and you being in your right energy every day, because these thoughts in the ethers, yeah, depending on where you live, depending on the spaces you go to online, you can be, what is the word here? You can like those thoughts will attach to you. These entities will attach to you like dirt. Again, that's why we have to do spiritual hygiene every day, mental hygiene every day, like we brush our teeth every day, because there's going to be dirt on our teeth every day. That's why we have to clean our bodies every day, right? Because there's going to be dirt on our bodies every day. And that's the same thing with our mind and with our heart and with our gut, right? We have to clean or we have to keep clean. We have to have rituals that will help us to keep the heart clean, yeah, which is forgiveness, right? To forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, to purify our hearts, yeah. And the same thing with the mental, yeah. Are we still in our right mind? We have to look at it every day. So again, I'm saying, like, I have been a victim of that, or I have been also touched by that thought of thinking, oh yeah, let me actually find a man. But what was the underlying thing behind that? Like that's the light, the in the consciousness, but in the subconscious, there was also a thought of, yeah, a man will bring some kind of security, which is fine. And I do believe, like I believe I can make another video about that, and I will. Um, but really, I do believe that a man actually has to pay for everything, or for the majority of everything, even though you have your own money, because I believe a woman is the abundance to a man. A woman is the replenishing fountain of youth to a man. So this is, you have to pay for it. You have to pay for it in a physical sense. But I believe that a woman, if you know that you are the replenishing fountain of youth, of abundance and prosperity, you use it for yourself. You create your own systems of creating money. You create your own systems of creating money, and be a sovereign, be a queen, right? You do not need a man. You do not need a man. And this is the root of my current understanding. You do not need a man, you want a man, because you are a sovereign, human, talented, beautiful, intelligent, skilled, yeah, abundant, a woman. And you can learn everything that you need in order to create your own individuated level of abundance. Like you are sovereign, fully independent. Yeah, independent in terms of nobody's fully independent, because of course it's about having clients, it's about having customers, it's about serving a certain audience or community. Of course we want to connect, but it's about being independent from receiving money through a channel that is not directly you, which is also fine. It can be an addition. It can be an addition to receive money from a man, especially if he benefits from your service of being you and being in his presence. I believe that he has to pay. Yeah. But the same way, you can create so many other avenues of abundance for yourself. And this is what I want to empower you to do. Right. So, yeah, I think that's really what it's about. It's about sovereignty. It's about being fully in your own power, having your own economy, being in queen consciousness, right? Whatever we want to call it, but being fully you and learning how to think critically for yourself, feel, yeah, produce, whatever it is. Like, you are whole. You are whole, and you're your dream girl. You're the person you've waited for. Yeah. And you're the one who can make it happen. That's really what it is. And yeah, this is about radical self-love. Let me end with this. Radical self-love is learning to love all of your aspects, especially if you're coming into consciousness, if you're coming into awareness, if you're coming into the light, because the light is the knowledge. And if your light shines, and that's the uncomfortable part that many people try to skip, right? If we come into light and awareness, the first step is that we have to shed the light or shine the light on our own darkness, not somewhere outside and trying to save somebody outside. It's literally about doing the work so we can be more of the light and being authentic and embody the knowledge that we have. It's literally taking your own medicine, right? If you received some medicine, you take it first, right? If you want to change the world, you change yourself. You change the aspects of the toxicity in the world inside of you. If you want the world to be more healthy, you become more healthy. If you want to spread more love, you love yourself more, right? If you want to create more wealth and abundance, you share your wealth and abundance, and you learn to receive and get compensated for your value and your abundance. So it is literally about embracing the dark side of yourself and learning to be disciplined enough to do the hard work, which is the shadow work, right? The hard work is to see, where have I been the capitalist? Where have I been the exploiter? Where have I been unhealthy? Where have I put damage onto this world, through damaging me and then also therefore damaging others, right? That's really what it's about. And we have to learn also to make mistakes. Yeah, that's what I said about me and this channel. I don't think that I'm going to be perfect, and I'm open for correction. It's up to me to still like to take it. Like, if I think it's useless, a feedback, I'm not going to take it, to be honest. But if it's feedback and I feel like, yeah, you're right, you're actually right, like I can still learn and grow, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to be happy about it. Right. So that's it. I think also these are the qualities of a real leader. If somebody's not ready to be questioned or to be corrected, that's not a leader. That is a narcissist. Yeah. So, yeah, with that being said, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear about you and what has been your path to empowering yourself. What are the thoughts or the habits that you've overcome? Yeah, in order to shine your light. Yeah, in order to really be you and more in your light. Is there anything that resonated with you about detoxing the different parts of your intelligence system, of your body, of your womb, of your gut, of your heart? I would love to hear from you. So that's it for now. Take care. Until then, bye.